So I haven't done this shit in over a year. Because last year, I'll get a little serious, so I apologize, but last year, I found myself in a pretty dark place. I was having trouble finding much joy or beauty in the world. Subsequently, I couldn't find much humor either. There was nothing I could find that I could like laugh at or laugh about. Everything just seemed so bleak. I couldn't find anything that I could joke about. But then Donald Trump got shot. And here I am. Now, I want to make it clear, I don't find political assassination to be inherently funny. But the way I found out about it brought me out of retirement. As I woke up really late that day, like 8 p.m. Well, I partied really hard the night before. And I woke up, I had a bunch of notifications on my phone, emails and whatnot. And I noticed I had 3 emails from the New York Times. Somehow I ended up on their email list and they send me, breaking news headlines. But you have to pay to read the New York Times, and I ain't doing that shit. I just like reading the headlines. That's as informed as I really want to be. Like, I don't want to read about all the lives that were affected by some tragedy or have to sift through the journalist's political opinions that he interjected. I just want to know something happened. I just want to read, in Oklahoma today, some shit went down. And I just go, oh. Well, thoughts and prayers. As we all know, that's all you need in a time of crisis, is thoughts and prayers. Like, forget food and shelter and medicine. Like, thoughts and prayers can reverse the devastating effects of a hurricane. So I'm reading these headlines, and in the psychic mist of this hangover, I wrongfully assumed that they all had to do with Trump getting shot. So I read the first one, and it says, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after apparent gunshots. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like real gunshots. Apparent gunshots? Maybe someone popped a balloon or something. Or it was the middle of July. Maybe somebody had leftover fireworks they were setting off. So I didn't think anything of it. So I read the next headline. Secret Service shoots and kills would-be assassin. And I was like, oh shit, it was real. I wonder, my first thought was like, who was it? Like, have they identified this man? Have they made it public? Who was this madman that shot the president and then was killed himself? Fitness guru Richard Simmons dead at 76. I was like, no way! I did not know Richard Simmons was gangster like that. And if you're curious about how true this is, those things did happen on the same day. I remember the day very fondly. I even know the date. It was July 13th. I didn't have to look up that date. I didn't have to write it down on the day. I'll always remember that date because it was my birthday. I don't know how you spent your last birthday, but I spent mine hungover thinking that Richard Simmons shot the president. And I didn't even question it. I was just like, yeah, of course he did. Right. Like that's how messed up our world is right now. That just fits seamlessly into the narrative of today's news. I realized at that point, shit, you could tell me anything. You could make some shit up, and I'd probably believe it. You could make up the wildest shit, and it wouldn't seem too absurd or far-fetched for me to believe it. Like, you could come up to me and just be like, hey, did you hear? Jimmy Fallon just suicide bombed the Russian embassy. And I'd be like, oh, word. Well, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers for all those people who were blown to smithereens. If we all send our thoughts and prayers, maybe we can unsmithereen them. I don't think that's a word. unsmithereen. But then again, is smithereen even a word? Like, has anyone even looked it up? I'm not sure if it's even a word. Like, I'm the only one brave enough to ask these questions. I feel like all we can really gather about smithereens is from when they're very small, and that they're only obtained from an explosion. It's only ever blown to smithereens. You never hear some was crushed to smithereens or sliced to smithereens. It's only blown to smithereens. I think we should change that. I'm starting a movement. I'm going to start a rebirth, like a renaissance for the word smithereen. Like, we need to get our smithereens through other means. Metaphorically speaking, of course, just to jazz up our conversations. Just add a little hyperbole to our metaphors, you know? Like, I want to hear a news anchor say a local man was beaten today to smithereens at the Waffle House. Or, oh man, those chimichangas made me shit myself to smithereens. That's him over there, Sheriff. That's the man who fucked all my chickens to smithereens. I was actually serious about that. You weren't supposed to laugh. I just thought I'd share something I was passionate about. But you guys won't take me seriously. I guess I'll just go fuck myself to smithereens. Speaking of getting fucked to smithereens, I can't stop thinking about those Diddy parties. They found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I think I speak for everybody when I say, ew. At least I think it's ew. I'm guessing ew. I'm assuming that it's ew, because I don't even know. Like, it's gotta be dirty. But for all I know, I mean, I'm led to believe that baby oil does not make for a good lube. Like, when it comes to, you know. But, actually, very sorry I just made that gesture. I feel like I could have got my point across without doing this to the community. And I did it right at you too, didn't I? I especially apologize to you, sir. Unless... see me after the show.
Better price involved.
But if they're not using it as a lube, I mean, it's got to be dirty because it's Diddy. And at those quantities, it has to be evil. Like, I mean, nobody heard about all that baby oil and thought something good was coming out of it. You know, not one of you said, "Oh, maybe he's just lubricating the homeless." No, you didn't say that. You said, "Ew." No, you didn't say it, but you felt it. You felt, ew. That's why I think there should be a legal limit on how much baby oil you can own. Because you can't buy a second box of Sudafed because they think you're going to make meth. So there's got to be a threshold of baby oil where you know something evil was going on. And I personally think that limit should be 1 bottle of baby oil. I mean, if I saw a guy at the store grab 1 bottle off the shelf, I wouldn't think anything sinister was going on. You know, quite the opposite. I'd look at him like, "Hey, dirty dog, what are you doing with that baby oil, huh? Well, what are you doing with that baby oil? No, don't tell me, but do." But if he then grabbed a second bottle, I'd be like, somebody watch him. I'd probably call Homeland Security. And That's what I would do for 2 bottles. He had 1,000. Like, if I were the prosecutor in that case, that's the only thing I would bring up throughout the whole trial. Like, I would let his defense team spin this whole narrative about what a good guy he is, how he came from nothing and built this empire, and he's all charitable and everything. They could bring all kinds of character witnesses and everything. And I just stay silent for weeks, maybe months, however long the trial lasts. And then on the very last day, my closing arguments, I would just say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And then the jury would go, ew. And then Diddy would be executed. Well, one person I feel kind of bad for in this whole scenario. Well, the victims, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I feel bad for the guy that had to buy all that baby oil. Because now he's out of work. But that's probably a good thing, though, because he was probably kind of embarrassed about what he did. Like when people asked him, what do you do for work? He was probably like, oh, I'm a lube technician. And they're like, oh, like for cars? He said, no, not for cars. Or I don't know, maybe he was really proud of his work. And now he's really, really upset that he lost his job. He might be sitting at a bar somewhere, drinking away his troubles, telling some stranger, I was the best in the business. I'd have them dripping with oil like that. The moment they walk through that door, I'd have them covered. From the tops of their heads to the tips of their dicks. Or maybe I'm thinking too small about this. Because I don't think it was just Diddy. You know, this is Hollywood we're talking about. It's a very incestuous place. Everybody's fucking everybody. I'm sure there's orgies being held like every night. So it stands to reason that there's probably like a whole industry to provide baby oil to these Hollywood orgies, you know? Like, they're probably competing businesses. They probably advertise on TV and everything. Like, is friction getting you down? Tired of all the chafing that follows your Hollywood sex parties? Well, here at Slippery Sensations, we have the slippery solutions for you. Call us today for oils, lotions, and lubes, oh my. One more thing that's bugging me about it, and then I'll stop talking about Diddy, because thank you for putting up with it, because this has been weighing heavy on me. I feel like we should have got some better music out of the whole thing. You know? I saw the list of everybody that was there. There was a lot of heavy hitters in the music industry. All kinds of producers and songwriters, musicians, singers, rappers. You would think that all of those musical geniuses under one roof, all sharing in one large collective air of post-nut clarity, that we should have got some bangers out of it. But not one. Not one. It almost made me stop believing in post-nut clarity. And I think, just before we continue, we should establish what post-nut clarity is, just so we're on the same page. Post-nut clarity is the natural phenomenon where immediately following an orgasm, a man's mind is thinking in a much more crisp and clear and concise way. You know, he's not distracted by desires of the flesh. So his mind is operating at like 100% full capacity. And I say men because, unfortunately, women don't really get to experience post-nut clarity the way we do. And that's just because the male orgasm is so easy to achieve. As opposed to the female orgasm, which doesn't exist. I I treat the female orgasm like Bigfoot. I've seen the videos online. I don't know, bro. I think they faked this. Even the guys who claim they've seen the female orgasm, they sound like Bigfoot hunters, don't they? Like, hey, I know what I saw, man. I know what I saw. I was deep in the bush. I heard this low guttural grunting noise. Hey, I know what I saw. I'm gonna continue treating the female orgasm like Bigfoot, like until I see it in person. It's fucking science fiction. Fucking, what was I even talking about? Boots or something? Oh yeah, post-nut clarity. So I almost stopped believing in it, but then I remembered, not only do I believe in it, but I'm also an avid practitioner. You know, anytime I have a difficult decision to make, anytime I'm on the horns of a dilemma, I just go have one off the wrist. It hasn't failed me yet. I've always wondered the limitations of post-nut clarity. Like, how clear can the clarity get? Like, let's say a guy, has one off the wrist and enters a state of post-nut clarity. What if he just keeps going? And busts another nut. Would the clarity increase? Or would it stay the same? If it does increase, what if he went again and again and again and again? Like, would he be able to unlock hidden secrets of the human mind that we haven't discovered yet? Would he be able to comprehend and see in different dimensions? So I wanted to find the answer, so I did a little research. I found 7 guys online who tried it. But they all just took a nap after the first one, so I was like, well, somebody's got to get to the bottom of this. So I took a day off work, gathered up all the gas station boner pills I could find, bought 1 bottle of baby oil, and I began the experiment. I can tell you, after about 12 or 13 hours, I saw the future. Not only that, I witnessed and took part in many beautiful things. I listened to the birds sing and I understood every word. I played chess with the devil and beautiful music with the Lord. I made love to Mother Earth and learned lessons from Father Time. I peered into the furnace of all creation. I saw how the universe was born. I saw how it will end. I saw that guy naked.
God damn it. Oh, dirty.
As beautiful as it all was, it did come at a cost. I destroyed my penis. I ruined it. Remember when Bugs Bunny would stick his finger in the end of Elmer Fudd's gun? And when he tried to shoot it, the barrel of the gun would explode? That's how the doctor described it. One of the nurses said it looked like an old banana peel hanging off of it. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing. Now, the doctors do say that I was just hallucinating from dehydration. Hey, but I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I did feel vindicated at the very end, though. After all was said and done, I read my chart, my medical chart at the hospital. And despite having my penis blow up, I was vindicated in the end. Because I read the chart, I read what the doctor had written down. It It said, patient came in with dehydration and hallucinations. Upon further examination, he appeared to have a penis that had been beaten to smithereens. You may not be on board with this, but I got doctors on my side.